What is up, fellas and fanny packs? This is The Beard. I am Chase Chrysler, and I just ruined this intro. Alright, so today I have with me Landon.
What's up?
Preston.
Hey.
And Lee.
Hi.
And we're going to talk about how Preston has absolutely no idea what the word pilot is. Or, like, in context with a TV show. Like, it's ridiculous.
Our first podcast is called Pilot.
Yeah, I labeled it Season 1, Episode 1 Pilot
we were letting him listen to it, and he goes, how come every first episode of every first season of every show is called Pilot?
So I told him, I said, Preston, first of all, tighten your helmet. And but we had to explain to him that when a TV show, or when someone tries to get a TV show, they have to produce a pilot. In other words, you know, this is what the show, just a general overview of how the show's going to be and what it's going to look like. And he finally understood it. But it was like, I don't think I had enough crayons to fully describe the situation. But
okay, look. I mean, to be honest, there's probably 3 TV shows that I've seen that had that. And it was...
You've only ever seen 3 TV shows in your entire life?
No, just these 3. One of them was American Dad.
Yeah.
Second one was
American Dad.
The third one was American Dad.
Good Doctor.
Lee watches The Good Doctor. Isn't that about not trying to be funny?
Yeah, it's an autistic doctor.
Yeah.
It's actually a really good show.
I haven't been watching it
That's what
lately,
Lee says.
but yeah, it is a good show.
I kind of stopped watching it for a little bit, but
I haven't watched it in a while.
I would start watching it again. I just don't have time. But I can't remember what the third show was.
That 70s show's first episode was called Pilot.
Oh, see, I didn't know.
So it was Family Guy.
Family Guys, yeah.
That's
Seinfeld.
The Flash.
I don't care.
Arrow.
Pretty much every TV show.
Yeah, we can see her go through.
Because
The first Iron Bowl was called Pilot.
The what?
No, it wasn't.
The what?
The first Iron Bowl was called Pilot.
Did you know that Christmas falls on Friday the 13th this year?
That's not right.
Yeah, there's no way, buddy.
You know what's funny? We got EG with that.
Oh no!
I told EG, I said, "Hey, EG, did you know Friday? Christmas falls on Friday the 13th
Dude,
this
she
year?"
was
EG
was excited.
Her mind was blown. Like
EG is our friend Emily Grace, and she's not the brightest.
She's not the brightest.
To put it
at all.
nicely.
You know what I want to talk about? Have you ever noticed that there's always that one team in every sport that you absolutely despise?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I hate.
Who is it for you?
Which sport?
Go hockey, since that's what
Hockey.
your
The
favorite
Boston
sport.
Bruins. I cannot.
That's
stand
true.
the
You
Boston
do always
Bruins.
talk about how much you don't like them.
What about
don't you
basketball?
like 'em?
In basketball, the Golden State Warriors.
What about football?
Which kind? College or
College.
No, well, I was gonna say NFL, but college. I mean,
college? I have a few.
I have a few
I
for college
absolutely despise Clemson. I like Dabo, but
I like Dabo.
I hate Clemson, like the team. I hate Auburn. I hate Georgia. I hate LSU.
Oh, see, that's my least favorite is LSU.
too. Me too. Auburn's our rival,
Yep.
but
I
I mean LSU's our rival too. Don't get me wrong. But
I absolutely never have.
They're just
liked
trash.
LSU.
and then in NFL, I without a doubt the Patriots.
Oh yeah.
Despise the Patriots.
well, if you're not a Patriots fan or a Patriots bandwagon, you probably don't like the Patriots.
Well, honestly,
Well, that's how people are with college football with Alabama. Like,
Yeah,
everyone hates Alabama.
Mm.
Everyone, but
no.
don't hate us because you ain't us.
Now with no the
Are you
NFL.
saying don't hate us because we're anus?
Well, we played like it.
Yeah, we did play like
Jeez.
it.
Really did.
But see, I hate the Patriots. But
I
another
love how
thing,
you have that jawbreaker in your mouth and everything you're saying
There's
is
a
babble.
whole gumball just chilling in Preston's cheek.
Is that a gumball or a
it's
jawbreaker?
a gumball. Yes.
Chew it.
No, I'm trying to talk.
Stop savoring the
You
flavor.
look like
I'm trying to talk right
you
now.
look like you have the biggest dip
Yeah,
of
he's
2019.
he's got a Brock Lesnar in his lip right now.
Anyway,
The thing is, Preston's got his New Year's resolution going that everybody does, but he's
He had it before New Year's.
Wait, what is your New Year's resolution?
just like working out, getting in shape, which is what everybody does. He's
Everyone's New Year's
Yeah.
resolution, except for mine. Mine is to eat more and work out less.
but he Preston, you gotta understand, it's all about diet. And every time I see you,
You're eating candy.
Every time I see you, you're eating candy.
swear
That
to
is
God.
all you eat is
That is
candy.
a good point. I don't
Candy and like fruit drinks.
There's never a time Preston has come to my house and not had some kind of food. Or at least candy.
Preston left. We just came from Buffalo Wild Wings, and we're at Lee's house right now. So we left probably me and Lee rode together. We probably left 10 minutes after Preston left, and we beat him to Lee's house. And then he shows up, and we're like, "Where did y'all go?" He comes walking in, throws a big freaking Walmart sack of candy on the table.
You know,
I went to the store.
I got a Red Bull and
Jerky stick.
a jerky stick. Preston got he got 3 cow tails. He got what is that? The chewy
A whole bag of sweet tarts.
yeah, chewy sweet tarts. And then gumballs. A sleeve
Giant
of gumballs.
which are no longer here because he
He
chewed most of them.
demolished them. Are you swallowing them?
No, I thrown 2 of them away.
Oh, that's. I was about to say you're gonna have a hard time pooping for like the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever believe when you were younger, whenever they said that you'd swallow gum, if you swallowed gum, it wouldn't come out until 7 years later or
Yeah.
9 years later?
I didn't
I was
believe-
terrified
I mean,
of
yeah.
swallowing
I didn't
them.
believe that, but when I was little, my great-grandfather out the road, he always grew watermelons and a bunch of other stuff. And I loved watermelon when I was little.
The
So-
seed thing?
Yeah, so
I
I
believe
thought,
that
like,
too.
I'd be scared to death. Like, I'd always get the seeds out, which obviously, I mean, you're not supposed to eat them, but it's not
they're
going to kill.
harmful.
It's,
yeah.
it's not going to harm you at all. But they're like, my parents are like, oh, it's going to grow inside you. You're going to have watermelon in you. And I'm like, I'm going to die now. This is it.
This is where a tree grows out of
I've
my
really
plant.
We
been
gotta
here
think.
6 years.
Oh, never mind. I'm not going to say that.
Oh, no, the watermelon's been here the whole time.
Yeah, I was about to
But-
say, is that what that is?
No,
So-
I'm just pregnant.
My parents. Oh no!
20. Lee is 20 years pregnant to the day.
20. That kid's going to come out retarded.
It's gonna come out, Justin.
We got a problem?
Justin's kid is going to be an eyeball.
But
Or
it's
a
gonna
tumor.
be. It's gonna be in a wheelchair. It's gonna be a tumor. It's just a tumor. His wife's just gonna
God.
pop a tumor out, and that's it.
My parents told me when I was a kid that if they said if you pick your nose,
And eat it. A booger tree will grow inside of you.
Oh, mine would do a blow up.
I didn't get either of those. They just
I've
told me if
never
I
heard
picked my
that.
nose, I'd turn inside out.
What?
They
All
said
right.
if you keep picking your nose, you're gonna turn inside out.
You know what
And
that reminds me of? Do you
what?
have you ever watched?
Inception?
Well, no, but have you ever watched any of the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror episodes?
No.
They had one where there was some gas that leaked out in their house, and it made them turn inside out. And they like start dancing around. That's all I thought of when you said that, and it made me so scared. Because all I can think about is like all of us agreeing to hang out one day, and we're all just sitting at my house, and then Landon's like, "Hey guys, I'm here." Walks in, and he's just inside out with a hoodie on, and that's the most terrifying image I can think
What was
of.
it?
No, I
Is this a
think
dream?
the
What are you talking about?
No, The Simpsons. There's an episode
yeah.
where they turn.
But no, I
inside
think the
out.
most terrifying one would be Lee.
Think Lee inside out would be terrifying. You know, who I think would
Just
be.
be-
Dude, actually, you'd probably.
Just imagine a big old lump of meat just walking.
You ever
That's
seen
all it is.
Aqua Teen?
No.
Oh,
Meatwad?
God.
The little meatball with the face.
yes,
Lee.
yes.
I want to say one thing.
Mhm.
I personally believe minor league sports are better than professional league sports to watch.
Oh, no doubt.
Every time I've been to a minor league like hockey,
You mean like in person, right?
yes.
Yes, in
Oh
person.
God, I couldn't stand watching a minor
Yeah.
league thing on TV, but in person because they're so like. A lot of them have been in that league for so long, they're just convinced they're never going to go anywhere. So
Not
they
convinced. They know.
That's what. Yeah, they know they're not getting called up. So you can trash talk them, and they could care less because that is their life. They made the decision to not be good enough to get called up.
Like you yell at a player, "Hey, you suck! You're never gonna make it to the big leagues!" And the guy's like, "Yep, nothing new."
Yep. Tell me something I don't know, kid.
Yeah.
Like Preston.
What?
No. I mean like you yelling
Well,
at the guy.
Preston too, but
Oh, yeah. But,
What I love.
like when you, me, and Lee and Justin went to the Birmingham Bulls game. mean,
Exactly.
I don't think any of those guys are
Talking
ever.
to Brantley Sherwood.
None of those guys are ever gonna make it.
I feel like
Probably.
he's a cool dude.
I feel like he's not.
What was that you guys told me about, the insult that Preston yelled out, and it was
Oh,
really bad?
gosh.
Sure.
And
So
everyone
it was
just kind
so
of stared at
sad.
him.
So we're sitting there, and Preston, we're all yelling at this one guy. His name's Brantley Sherwood. He plays for the Pensacola Ice Flyers.
Yeah.
And
That's a stupid name.
it is a very stupid name. They're a stupid team, but
See the colors.
they're, oh my god, they're hideous. But they're hideous. Oh my god, Jesus Christ.
Oh,
But,
You
excuse
think that's
me.
bad? Let's talk about their
Now.
uniforms.
Ugh. Oh yeah, I'll go there.
let's
But-
stay off that topic.
But anyway, so we're sitting there, and we've been bullying this guy, harassing this man all night.
The whole
We
time.
even started a chant.
We started a
Us
chant
and
throughout
the
the
four
stadium.
drunk guys, like, what was it, 3 or 4 rows
Yeah,
of
it was
brothers?
like-
Yeah.
Oh, drunk dudes in crowds are awesome.
Oh, they're the best.
It's hilarious.
But we're all like screaming, we're like, Sherwood sucks. And he's the other team, he's Pensacola's enforcer. Well, we're all like, they're all saying some clever stuff, we're saying some funny stuff. And then Preston breaks out the most impressive heckle ever. He goes, hey, Sherwood, you look like with the long, I swear to God, it was a 3 or 4 second pause. And then utters the word log. So in full, this is what it sounded like. Hey, Sherwood, you look like a log. And then, like, you should have seen the not old, but she had to have been in her 40s. The face she made, because I looked over because I was laughing so hard, and she's looking at Preston like this. She's like, this face of disbelief. Like, did he really just call that man a
I
log?
looked over and I'm like, I hope I heard that wrong.
I swear to God, it was so funny, and I felt bad for Justin the whole night because he just did not genuinely seem impressed with any of it. He came for one thing and one thing only, and it only happened once.
I mean, it wasn't even good.
What?
They
fight?
Yeah, they were the most piss poor fights I'd ever seen in a hockey match.
Have you guys ever gotten into a fight?
Oh yeah.
No.
Like
Have we?
No,
like,
not like
at
you
all.
specifically.
Like,
I'm talking
in a
like
fight.
you. Have you ever been in like a full-on fist fight where you just fall?
I mean, yeah, but it was in 5th grade, so I don't know if it
It's still a
counts.
fight though. Yeah.
What happened? Walk us through the story.
Oh God.
Who was
Well, Parker Chambers.
it? Oh, Parker.
Yeah, it was
Shout out to
Parker
P.
Chambers.
Chains.
Good old P chain.
He dropped an album. Y'all.
Yeah, yeah. We'll put a link to his album in the description.
And his,
No,
and
we're
his
not.
new
We're not.
songs.
We're not
He's
gonna
already
do
got
that.
3.
We're not gonna do that.
No.
I like Parker, but I'm not
Anyway.
gonna do that.
I will.
So
Please don't.
we
I'll
were
put the description there.
Parker,
we were
no
in
the
offense, I
description.
love you, but please don't. Please stop.
So we were at this is when Riley, my middle sister, she was playing softball, and she played at one of the Gardendale parks.
Did he call her a log?
Okay, so I always like to go into her practices just so me and Parker could hang out, because I mean, the park was in front of like this big old patch of like woods and stuff, and me and him would just go back there and just mess around. Well, one day, me and him were on the playground with some other kids, and me and him were really into wrestling, kind of like you and me were.
Yeah, I love this.
So we would always do it on the playground. We'd wrestle. Well, I jumped off the fence and tried to, like, I guess just land on him. And he moved. And when I was laying on the ground, one of his friends, I don't remember who it was, came and jumped on the back of on my back while I was laying down. And he punched me in the back of the head. So in my mind, I'm thinking, Parker just punched me in the back of the head for no reason. And it kind of made me mad. So I jump up and I throw a punch at him. He moves. So he throws one at me. I dodge it. And me and him were just going back and forth, just
Not a
throwing
single
punches.
punch was landed that day.
No, after the first 2 dodges, me and him actually started
Okay.
hitting each other. So, he dodges another punch, and when he came down, I grabbed him in a headlock position, kind of like a DDT,
Yeah.
and I kind of just fall back and like drive his head into the rocks.
You DDT'd him.
I DDT him into the rocks. So he's laying there. He's all
So this
like,
is a no holds barred hardcore
might
match.
as well have been, man.
It's what is it? Parking lot brawl.
Yeah, there you go, parking lot brawl, except it's on a playground.
Yeah.
And some guys that I knew, they were watching because they were like, "Oh, shoot, a fight! This is so cool." And I got up, and one of the guys, they were like, "Hey, why don't you just keep beating him up?" And I'm like, "Cause I'm done."
Why don't you just keep... I know he's, like, knocked out, but you should keep hitting him.
No, Parker, like, when I started walking away, Parker jumps up all pissed off and everything and hit, like, I actually busted his head, actually. And he was like, come back. And I'm like, no.
Isn't the fight over?
Baby, come back.
But I walked over to my mom, and she was like, what the hell happened to you? And like, this is when I had, like, a crap ton of hair.
You're Jufro.
Yeah, I had my Jufro going.
The Jufro.
So my hair's all like
Napoleon
stuck.
Dynamite?
Yes, might as well. Yes.
Yeah, you couldn't miss Preston for a mile.
I had a black eye, busted nose, and I was like, oh, they're just wrestling.
Oh, I fell.
We were wrestling with our fists.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So yeah, that was the one fight I got into, and yeah.
Awesome.
Why are people so fascinated with fights? Why is that like
I
when
don't
someone
know.
sees it, they're like,
That
oh!
was like the thing in middle school. Like if you saw the fight.
I used to wait. I used to purposely like would tell somebody something. Like if somebody was like, hey, don't say anything, but I could beat that guy though. I'm like, I'm not gonna say anything. And I would go tell that. I'd be like, he said he could kick your ass. Just hoping that they would like get into it because I was so desperate to see one. Because I swear to God, every time there was like a
Dude, I missed all of them.
same. Every time there was a quote unquote
I
good
was there
fight,
for every single one.
I missed
It was
all of
awesome.
Like when Gober and Caleb Brown got into it, everybody's
Oh,
like,
man.
you had to have seen that.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
out sick that day.
I was either
That's
I was
so
always
funny.
either out
because that was
sick
in
or
front of the
in
whole school.
Yeah.
in a different
Because
part
like
of the school.
before, like when everybody would get to school in our middle school, they would make everyone go sit in the gym
On the
like
bleachers
on the
until-
bleachers with your class before school because they didn't like people hanging out in the hallways before. Because for stuff like this, but apparently that plan didn't work because there were still
Everybody was
fights.
fighting in the school.
Middle school was the worst about fights.
Middle school was just the worst in general.
Middle school is where like the worst stuff happens.
swear.
Like, okay, so elementary
I
school.
don't know. Our freshman year, some people got caught with some pretty bad drugs.
Yeah.
We're talking about fight wise.
Well, fights, yeah.
Well, that's kind of where that timeline. I mean,
Yeah.
that's about right, Lee. Like you have so like we'll say like elementary school is like your kiddie playful age, and like everybody's your friend, and there's not really social groups. There's not the music kids. There's not the jocks. There's not the pretty girls, the ugly girls. There's not like everyone's just like a kid. And then middle school, that's where you go through like finding out who's who and like who belongs to what
where You
group.
finally discover what your penis is, and you're just everything you want to have sex with. You want to have sex with everything all the time for no reason. It's I
You're
hated
still
it.
that way, Chase.
Well, hey,
It just be like that.
it really do. Sometimes it just be like that.
So going back to middle school, like what was some of the funniest things that happened?
I remember one time when me and you had history class together.
Oh no!
It was homecoming, and they were like,
This was funny.
you guys can wear your costumes or whatever. Me and Preston both had morph suits, and they were the blue ones. And of course, we were one of the few people that were smart enough to wear shorts over the morph suit, so you didn't have that.
Talking about.
So you didn't have the bulge,
Yeah.
your 8th grade 13-year-old bulge hanging out. Yeah. So, we were coming back from lunch because the history class we had was divided by lunch, so it was the longest class of the day. Well, we're coming back, and Preston decides, hey, this morph suit is really slick. Nice try there. You almost completely busted your head. But Preston's like, hey, I'm going to run and slide over my desk because I'm funny. Or I think I'm funny is what he... So he runs and slides over the desk, and the desk goes with him. And it cracks the corner of the desk off. And Coach Spink comes in the classroom. He's like, Wilson, office, now! And I was like, wait, Coach Spink. He tripped. And he's like, did you trip? And Preston goes, yeah. So then he's like, all right, well, sit down. Are you okay? He starts checking on him. But I swear to God, that whole class was just the best because we had Noah Campbell in there, too.
There was also that time where because you and me were always like, we gotta get the last hit on each other every day.
Oh, yeah, I walked past this scumbag trying to go to the bathroom. He yells, Sparta, kicks me up against the whiteboard, knocks the erasers and the markers off. And Coach Spink just looks up, doesn't even say anything.
dead silent. We were supposed to be doing like vocabulary words or something.
We were doing a packet or something. Preston kicks me as hard as he can. I fling. This is when I was skinny too, so it didn't take much. But he put his all into that right leg high kick. Hits me square in the shoulder, and I just hit my whole body just flails onto the freaking whiteboard, and everything goes everywhere.
Oh, it was that. Yeah, that was funny.
One time, I fought a kid just to get out of school.
I don't think
Really?
I don't think I ever did that. I beat up Daryl Cannon.
Yeah,
That's true.
Jordan said he did too.
Jordan did.
He also got kicked in the nuts really hard.
His
Yeah,
nuts
boss
went in-
one.
Yeah, they went inside of him.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, there was this one dude in our middle school named Daryl, and poor Daryl.
Oh,
Rip.
poor Daryl.
Someone told me he died. I don't. That's not. No, but that's not true though. It's not true. Daryl did not die.
Shout out to Daryl Cannon
For dying.
for dying with one nut.
Let's go down the one nut
Yeah,
wonder.
but anyways, he said something like really like obscene to this girl, and she kicked him in the nuts so hard that it went up into his stomach, and like they had to call like paramedics, and like he was
Yeah.
on the floor. Like,
He was like bawling.
it was bad. And like there was a rumor that went around, like he wouldn't tell any of us. Like if you asked him about it, he'd just be like, no. But like if you if you asked him, or the rumor was that he got kicked in the nuts so hard that he had to have one of his testicles removed.
That's not. They did have to they did check on it because it went into his stomach.
She had to have been kicking with the force of God.
And I don't want to get her
She
name
should
out
have been
there.
our high school football kicker.
I don't want to put her name out there because I know who she is and she's insane, but she was actually on Jerry Springer.
What?
Yeah, she was on Jerry
on Jerry
Springer.
Springer.
Yeah. I remember that. That's crazy.
No,
No.
show me that.
But
I can't. Have you not seen it?
Yeah, we sent it.
Yeah,
in,
she
Instagram
moved
thing.
away to she moved to Gulf Shores, and
stay there.
no, she didn't though. She's back. I think it should be a new law in the Gardendale and Morris area. Wear a cup at all times because she's back out.
But no, the funniest thing that I did, that personally I really didn't have a good middle school experience, but that I did, remember
You
Shell
existed.
Nut. Huh?
What? Nothing.
To be honestly, I didn't know that you existed in middle school.
That's a genuine thing. I didn't do anything.
I knew Lee did. I didn't know he did. I didn't know
I
Landon
did because
existed.
Preston didn't know anybody existed if they didn't play football.
That's pretty true.
And the
That's
first
probably the only reason he knew I was there.
the first time that I met had a conversation with Preston, 8th grade, I think I'm pretty sure it was 8th grade. That was my first year of football. It was either 8th or 7th grade, I can't remember. But me and my friend Hunter McCombs, he's about 6'8" right now, but
That's retarded.
yeah, he's huge. But he in middle school he was probably about 6'2", but that's
still huge.
That's huge
For
for
middle school, that's pretty big.
yeah, for a middle schooler
yeah,
that's
Even though I've
massive.
been 5'10"
But
since 7th
anyway,
grade.
so me
Swear
and
to
Hunter
God.
signed up for football, and we were in science class, and Preston comes up to our table, and he goes, "So, you guys are playing football?"
I don't think my voice was that deep that age.
Well,
Come on
you
now.
playing football?
Are you guys playing football?
Football?
And our response was, "Yeah, what's it to you, skinny neck?"
You see, I'm the captain of the football team.
Yeah.
Well, I'm the captain of the Sphere football team.
Look at me. I am the captain.
Okay, anyways, so
You guys are playing football. So he's
yeah. So he comes up to us and was like, "Hey, I heard you guys are playing football, right?" And we were like, "Yeah." He goes, "So, what position are you guys playing?" And we both were like, "We're playing defensive end." And Press was like, "Oh, really? Well, that's my position.
Oh God.
I look forward to the competition." And
no,
then,
he didn't.
And then walks away.
Preston?
Yes.
I wouldn't
Are you
surprise me.
serious?
I remember it so vividly.
It genuinely would not surprise
That's
me.
probably one of my most vivid memories from
Oh
middle
my
school.
god.
I enjoy the competition.
He goes,
I'll enjoy the
he goes,
competition.
I look forward to the
It's
competition.
comments like that is why I hated you in middle school.
It's comments like that why I hate you now.
He says that like he's Ndamukong Suh out there. He's just tearing up the field.
Oh, so you guys signed up for my football team?
But back to my story, the funniest thing I remember.
Oh yeah, sorry Lee, I forgot.
Remember Shell Nut? He always tried to pick fights with everyone.
Oh
I
god,
couldn't stand him.
Shellnut.
But,
Yeah, there was
every
something
time we
wrong with
played-
this kid named Shellnut. He just, I don't know.
steals the spotlight from
God,
me
I'm
every
sorry,
time.
Lee.
Sorry.
Now you know how I feel whenever I'm having a conversation with anyone, and Lee just is like, "Oh, that's something I know a little bit about." Inserts his comment right there in the
I
middle
mean,
of the
you just
story.
we.
Is it
but-
hot in here to anybody else?
Yeah, it's kind of hot to me,
Can you
but
turn the fan on, Preston?
Don't cut it on too high though.
what I'm saying is like when we blurt out names and stuff, like it's good to give these people like background that way they know.
Okay.
Well,
what we're talking
anyways,
about.
he tried to start fights with everyone, but he
There you go.
wasn't exactly the
A
most
fighter.
popular kid out there.
Nor was he a fighter in any sense of the word.
No.
That's also true.
Nor was he the smartest.
But
You would've thought.
anyways, like every time we played dodgeball every Friday, and every time his own team would get him out. And I was gonna peg him in the back of the head, but the ball slipped as I threw it. I knocked off his glasses and they fell onto the floor, and he stepped on them. And I looked down, I'm like, cause he started looking around, like, who did that? And I walked off.
Yeah, I would have just dipped. But no, I watched that kid. He was this goes back to the thing where I told you I would say things to people after they were like, "Don't say anything."
Yeah.
But it was back when I used to hang out with Ricky a lot. So me and Ricky, because we rode the same bus, and I was living in Warrior, and he was talking about. You remember Nick King?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's the one with the funny looking lip.
Whoa,
The cleft lip,
Yeah, he had a
yes.
cleft lip. Yes,
Who?
I don't know what that
It's
is.
Dalton's
He was a
cousin.
ginger hair.
A ginger hair.
Ginger hair,
I don't
yeah.
remember
ginger
him.
hair.
He was a ginger hair, but
My girlfriend's a ginger hair. I take offense to that.
he had a cleft lip. Well, Shellnut made fun of it. Well, technically, Shellnut didn't make fun of it, but Nick was like really bad, like talking smack.
Yeah, these guys were both like special ed kids.
But Nick's cool though. I saw Nick not too long ago, but he said something to Shellnut, and then Shellnut wouldn't respond. So me and Ricky, being the terrible people we are, we looked at Nick. We were like, "Hey, you know he said something about your lip, right?" And then we get to his stop. Mind you, Donald Abney is driving the bus at this time, which is Andrew's granddad.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know this about Mr. Abney, but he does not care about anything
No.
at all. Yeah, keep shoveling those
Keep eating
loud,
candy, Preston.
the loudest
Just keep
candy
eating.
I've
Now
ever
some sweet
seen.
tarts.
Yeah, can we at least have some?
No, continue.
Did you bring some for the rest of the class?
Continue.
Yeah, if you're gonna, that's all I hear. It's like, it's the most annoying sound. It's like you've put nothing but kidney stones in a jar and are shaking it up.
Okay, continue your
But-
story though.
God,
Anyway,
might not be your best analogy.
I don't care. It's loud and I hate
It's
it.
an
But
analogy, it counts.
then he gets up and we're at Nick's stop and he kicks. Well, he's got like boots on, like work boots. Kicks Shellnut against the bus window and is in the seat just pounding on him. And Mr. Abney goes, "Hey, you getting off the bus?"
Oh my god!
And he's like, "Hey, you gotta get off the bus now." He's like, "Quit all that. We gotta go."
Quit beating the shit out of my kids. And get off my bus.
He doesn't care that there's a fight going on. He's just ready to go home. He's like, "Get all these fucking kids off the bus." But so he finally gets off the bus, and Shellnut is like, he's as red as Preston's shirt. He's so pissed off and embarrassed. He like slams his elbow against the bus window and just starts staring down. And I swear to God, it was the funniest thing ever. And it wasn't even the fight that was good. I didn't care about the fight. Mr. Abney was the hero of that whole thing. He was like, "Hi, are you getting off the bus?" And I don't think I could have been happier. That was probably the best part of middle school for me.
One time I punched a kid on the bus because he was being annoying. It was I remember who. Oh, it was No, it was, I don't know. I was
A
gonna
similar
say.
thing happened on my bus.
I was gonna say it was. Were you the kid that I punched?
No.
Was it you, Lee?
What a
I
funny
wanted to say it was
what a
Mason.
callback.
I wanted to say it was Mason Shoemake, but it wasn't him.
Oh God.
It was some. I cannot remember who it was. But
I can
anyways,
tell you who got punched.
Anyways,
it wasn't
it
me
was
that
a-
punched him, but
it was a fat kid, and
that's why you thought it was me.
Maybe it
Beating
was
up
Lee.
fat kids on the bus.
It wasn't me.
Anyways, I was sitting next to him, and Coach Rosser was my bus driver. And
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
Coach Rosser, he's complete opposite from Mr. Abney. He didn't tolerate anything. He was always like Squidward from SpongeBob. Yeah, if he was a real person, it'd be Coach Rosser. So, anyways,
His wife was worse.
Oh, yeah, she was. But, so anyways, he didn't tolerate anything, so he wouldn't let us move seats. Whenever, once you sat down, that's where you're staying until you get off this bus.
That's how Mr. Johnson was.
And the only seat that was left when I got on the bus was next to this kid, and I just remember I cannot remember who it was for the life of me, but he was so annoying. And one time he just would not shut up, and he was doing all these stupid voices and was like yelling and like singing all these stupid songs, and I had enough of it, and I already told him I already told him to shut up like a lot, and so I just decked him right in the face. And have you ever dropped pudding on the floor?
You talking about that?
It's like a kind of sound. Like I punched him in the face, like right in the nose and
was it like this?
Just like that, except probably fat. Yes, it sounded like you're punching like a pile of pancakes.
Just like that. That sound, that plop sound.
Yeah. I mean,
it's a disgusting sound.
That's what it was, and and so after I decked him. Not a single word for the rest of the bus ride.
Oh, God, yeah. He just got punched in the face.
Probably dead.
The kid ended up killing himself.
No, he didn't. He's hosting a podcast with us right
now. Welcome back, Lee.
No, but
10 years later.
Freeze frame. Yeah, this is me.
But you're wondering how I got to this podcast.
You're probably wondering how I got in this situation.
No, on my bus, it was not me. It wasn't me that punched the kid, and I wasn't the one that got punched. But this kid on my bus, he was just the most annoying kid you will ever speak to. Do y'all remember Hunter Mims?
Oh, man.
Yeah, vaguely.
I don't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he used to talk to me. I'd be nice to him and everything. I mean, I didn't have anything against him. But he was annoying. Like, I could... But he was sitting by this kid that was in his grade. He was a grade below us. He was sitting beside this kid that was in his grade.
Just breaking stuff in Lee's room?
Sorry. But, it was cool. I wanted it.
He just... I guess he messed with that kid on the wrong day. Because the kid, slammed him up against the side of the bus as hard as he could, and he just sat there crying the whole time.
I would have hit him again.
Bus ride.
Stop crying.
No, and I heard his older sister in the back, because he had like his twin sister and his older sister. It was his older sister in the back that said, maybe you should move by Lee. And I'm like, I think that's a terrible idea because I have a headache. And he was just crying the whole bus ride. It was like 30 minutes from when it happened till we got to my stop. He was still crying. And I'm like, dude, did you break your shoulder? It could not have hurt that bad.
I hate people who cry. I hate crying. I hate watching people. I hate movies where people cry. If somebody dies in a movie, make it funny.
I don't know.
Make it funny.
How to Train Your Dragon, I'm not going to lie.
You don't like people that cry?
I hate when people cry.
Like how?
Like, it just makes me uncomfortable.
Like all kinds of crying? Like sad crying, happy crying?
I hate it all.
I mean, I've been
You cry all the time. Here's a story about Preston.
Oh, no. Yes. Here's
a story about Preston crying. I have a few stories. Can I tell you two of them? Is it okay if I tell two of them?
Just
Preston?
tell one.
Depends on which one.
They're not like super bad embarrassing. One of them's kind of understandable, and I think a lot of people will understand.
Okay, go ahead. It
okay,
doesn't matter.
So when me and Preston, we were young. You were still living in that house in Gardendale, and I remember I used to stay the night with Preston all the time.
You guys were kids?
Oh yeah, had to have been in like 3rd or 4th grade.
Yeah.
So fun.
Well,
I want to hear a recent one.
So it's coming. It's a middle school one. The second one's a middle school.
I have a high school one.
I know which one you're going to say.
The second one's better than the first one, I tell you. But we're sitting there and we're watching TV. I tell you what.
I'll tell you my story.
Let me tell you something. But so we're sitting there and we're watching TV, and you remember the commercials, the in the arms of the ASPCA,
the little puppies.
Yes. Well,
Almost
we're watching
puppies.
that, and Preston he was kind of sitting behind me on his bed, and I was in the floor. Well, I hear this, this sniffling
Wait,
sound
was he
behind
crying
me.
at the commercial?
He was crying because of the commercial.
Oh no, it's a tearjerker. I mean, it's never made me cry, but it's emotional.
You're a guy.
Yeah, man, but I love dogs.
I do too, but I'm not going to sit there and piss my pants over a commercial.
Well, you gotta think I was also young.
Can we...
He didn't piss his pants. No.
Is it my turn to tell a Preston crying story?
Wait, no, hold on. Can I tell the second one?
His is probably gonna be like, oh, Preston broke his leg. He started crying.
Let's do chronological order.
But then...
Okay, yeah.
Middle
let's go
school.
then.
Well, to finish out the first story, our grandmother comes into the room because she hears Preston crying, and she goes, "Oh, did that commercial come on again?" Oh, no. So this wasn't just a one-time thing. This was a reoccurring event because of the ASPCA commercial. So then, in middle school, where I remember they had us, I think it was another homecoming event, but it was the big pep rally the day of the game. Well, I don't know if you guys remember it, but there was a girl there, and her dad was in some form of the military, and they had...
Anna Pamelia.
No, was it Anna?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, it was Anna Pamelia.
It may have been, but I know that her dad was on the computer, like they were FaceTiming in the gym, and Coach Kennedy was like, "Well, you can talk to him here, or would you like to talk to him in real life?" And he comes in through the back. Well, Preston, everyone else is like, "Wow, this is touching."
I remember this.
And Preston, oh my God, it still makes me like, I want to cry from laughing. Preston goes, "Oh my God!"
No, dude, I remember it too. Preston went, "I'm gonna go shake that man's hand."
Yeah,
Are you serious?
Yes, I remember that.
Why were you just like the cringinator in middle school?
Bro, I don't know.
Oh, he still
But
is. Don't worry.
The face, it wasn't, and what was funny is it wasn't delayed. As soon as that man crossed the threshold of the door,
Oh my God!
and it was instant like they weren't just single, it was pouring. He was crying so hard, and it was the funniest thing. I remember sitting there, I was crying because I was laughing so hard. I didn't care about what was happening there. I was too busy about the sweating, crying guy next to me.
I'm gonna go shake that man's hand.
I don't remember that part, but I do remember just...
It may not have been you. I'm pretty sure it was, though. I will say it may not have been you, though. But someone said that to me. I'm pretty sure it was you.
I don't remember that.
I could be wrong, though.
That's funny.
But here's something. Here's my turn.
There you go.
So it was our junior year, yeah. So we were like 6-0 or whatever
Probably
in
knee
football.
joke.
No, this is before the knee jokes even started.
Was this
To
when
my
we lost to
knowledge.
Alexandria?
Yes.
How he knew it.
No, like we get back in the locker room, we lost.
He's got a list.
That was like our first loss of the season. We're in the locker room, everyone's crying. We're like, all right, well, we're leaving. We parked in, all the football players parked in the back of the school. But their locker room, we had to go past them. I remember it was Preston may not have been the one to say this, but Preston was in the group. It was 4 or 5 of us. But someone said, I don't want to walk past them. So we walked around like the whole school to try to get back to our cars to only walk past them again. Yeah, but anyways, we got in front of the school. Here's where we were. Well, we didn't walk around the whole school. It was like out the front gate.
Kind of out of the way.
Yeah, it was really far out of the way. So we were in the front of the school, and I think it was Preston was the one with blown coverage that they scored on or something like that.
No.
He just falls on the ground and starts crying again. I'm like, Preston, we're out of the locker room. Come on.
No,
I remember this.
Yeah, what had happened?
It wasn't Lee. Someone else told me about that.
You know what else? Yep. Preston, I think you have to be one of my favorite people in the world.
That's a damn lie.
No, you really are.
Yeah, me too.
To make fun of?
No, just things you. When
That's
I think
my
about,
That's mine.
when I think,
I know that's y'all's because y'all are pricks.
when I think back on some of the funniest things I've seen, he's in most. I remember we used to have ankle weights in the mezzanine for football in middle school, and Andrew Abney was sitting across from Preston, and it was back when the third Jackass movie came out, and then all of a sudden everybody was a stuntman. Everybody was, kick me in the balls, it doesn't affect me.
Kick me in the balls.
Just kick me in the balls, just bust my nuts.
But this was also when everybody was doing the forklift thing.
Yeah.
So
Where you were like putting your hands under people and pulling them up by their nuts, basically.
I hated that.
So everybody had nuts of steel back
Justin did
then.
that to me when we were playing basketball the
I
other
remember
day.
that.
It's
I
the
couldn't
worst.
breathe.
Funny.
But
Could not breathe.
Preston and Andrew were they were throwing the ankle weights, but they were trying to hit each other in the balls because I don't think it was in the third movie, but there was a Jackass stunt where they were sitting around throwing stuff at each other's nuts.
Basically just...
Nutball.
Being-
It was called
being
Nutball.
Yeah, nutball. Yeah.
So they're sitting there throwing it back and forth, and Preston throws the ankle weight.
Yeah.
And, I mean, this is a Joe Montana-like throw. It is perfect precision, perfect speed, and it drills Andrew's nuts into the ground. It is a 5-pound ankle weight. That was Preston's strength plus 5 pounds drilling Andrew's nuts into the concrete. And it just, from then on, I didn't I don't know. You never cease to amaze me. Whenever I see your neck turn red, I know something stupid's about to happen.
What?
Look, does it not? Look, it's red right now.
So something stupid's gonna happen.
Maybe.
We're doing
We
something
just
stupid.
told our second getting hit in the nuts story.
Oh God.
What was the first? What was the first one? Who got hit in the nuts?
Daryl.
Daryl, dude. Daryl. I forgot. I forget
Yeah.
about him. I forget about a lot of people. That's one thing
Yeah,
I
me
didn't
too.
think was gonna be true. Like when my dad used to tell me all the time, once you graduate, you never see half the people you went to school with ever again.
I prayed that was true.
So when we graduated, I was like, no, I still talk to a lot of people, and I know what they're doing. I assume half of our graduated class is dead at this point because I have no contact with any of them except for you guys. Preston, is that a paragraph?
No.
Oh man.
Anyway.
Send a game of 8-ball.
Put the
Brendan just got a
balls.
paragraph from his girlfriend, but there's a heart at the end, so I'm assuming it's okay.
Okay, it's all
Going back to
Jackass.
no.
I have a story about Jackass.
No.
No. Yeah,
I'm
we'll
just
leave
kidding.
that one
Going
out.
back to funny
sorry.
things going back to
Just
funny
please.
things in middle school. There was one day during the morning where we were in the gym sitting waiting to go to class, and I think it might have been Chase.
What?
I don't remember. I think I was trying to show him something on Left 4 Dead. I think probably.
More than
Okay, anyways.
I don't remember. But so I had my phone out. We're not supposed to have our phones out.
You leave.
So
Get off your phone.
I'm turned around like trying to
Take
show
your labor and
Chase.
socks off.
I'm turned around trying to show Chase the video, and the girls' PE coach comes up there.
Who was a man?
Who technically was a man.
That's a whole dude.
Dude, she was a guy.
And she says, "What are you doing?"
She's
I said,
married to
"Oh,
a
I'm
woman
showing
now."
my cousin a video."
You're kidding.
Yeah, she's married to a woman now.
I didn't know that.
Oh, okay.
I figured it was going to happen. That's
Pretty cool.
Can't
But,
sense, bro.
So she comes up there and she's like, "What are you doing?" I say, "I'm showing my cousin a video." She's like, "All right, well,
Video.
you ain't supposed to be showing that kind of stuff here in school." And I'm like, "You think I'm watching porn?"
Oh no! Why would you say
Think a
that?
bunch of porn?
Why would you say
And she
that?
says, "Yes, I think you are." And I said, "No, that's not at all what I'm watching." And I show her what I show her, and she goes, "That's still inappropriate, and you probably swapped off of the porn to watch to show me this." So she takes my phone. I get in trouble, and yeah, I thought that was pretty funny.
You know,
Because I think if I'm correct, you started laughing your ass off.
Oh, more than likely.
I remember that. I used to have this. That same woman. I had this tablet. We're not gonna call her out by name. That's embarrassing. But
I hate to know that I know her.
me too. I had this tablet, and it was like it was okay. It wasn't okay to have your phone, but it was okay to have a tablet because that was whenever like Nooks were a thing, and people would read.
Reading books on
Yeah, it was like books, but on tablets.
Yeah.
But it was just books. That's what
So
Nooks
the
were.
Nooks.
Yes, Lee, that's exactly what Nooks are. It's for the younger people that don't know what Nooks are. But anyways, I had this tablet. And
Bald!
Lee, you got a bald spot.
My
dude.
eyes!
I had this tablet, and she came up to me and was like, "Hey, you can't have that out right now." And I was like, "No, these are allowed." And she goes, "No, Nooks are allowed for reading."
Nooks.
And she goes, "You're playing games. It's only for reading." I was like,
I'd have been like, you don't know me.
You don't know struggle.
I just so like I didn't want to argue with her, so I just said okay, and I turned it off and put it in my backpack. And she said thank you. She takes 2 steps away from me, turns back around to me. I didn't say a single word. She turns back around to me and she goes, "What did you just say?" And I said, "Me?" And she goes, yeah, you. What did you just say?" And I was like, "I didn't say anything. There was no. I'm not even sitting near anybody to talk to him." And she goes, Oh, no, I heard you. And I was like, "What did I say?" And she was like, "Oh, you know what you said." And then made me sent me to the office, and I was so confused. Like, I literally didn't say anything. She sent me to, I don't know.
Jesus. It'd be like that, though.
It'd be like that. She
mean.
was like that.
I did see,
It's because you didn't call her pretty.
actually, who would?
Tell me I'm pretty.
Excuse me, it's ma'am.
Don't get me started.
Honestly, I forgot about her until I saw a picture on Instagram of her getting on one knee and her knee-high khaki shorts and her black polo to
I swear to God,
propose to her
dressed like a dude.
woman friend.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, but yeah, let me just throw that out there before.
There might be.
If if
sorry.
this gets into the wrong hands, CNN is on us like flies.
I swear.
We're from Alabama. They should expect us from.
We're in trouble.
I'm sure they expect much
Game's
worse
over.
from us.
Game over, man. We've been exposed.
All right. Well, we're creeping up on 52 minutes unedited, so that's all the time that we have.
That is 52 minutes.
Yeah,
52
we're not
minutes,
creeping
22
up on
seconds.
it. We're at
Sorry that we're not. Okay, we're creeping up on 53 minutes.
Well,
There we go. All right, that's about it. Chase, outro, please.
I believe that's it, fellas. I guess we'll see you whenever I feel like doing this again. Peace out.